Well, Laura, we know that Gladys Berejiklian is never short of an opinion when it comes to the border stoush between New South Wales and Queensland. This time round, she's simply accusing the Premier of continually moving the goalposts, and she says she lacks that level of understanding when it comes to these hard border restrictions. We know Brad Hazzard has come out now as well, saying that these border restrictions and rules are lacking in logic. Here's what the Premier had to say.
Look, with all due respect, I don't understand the decision making up there. They're making up stuff as they go. They keep changing the rules. They keep espousing advice I've never heard of. So I can only make my position clear, and all I can do is really appeal to people's conscience.
Now, of course, the criticism right now is the fact that New South Wales has surpassed that 28 days of no mystery cases and simply should be opening up straight away. But New South Wales locals, particularly in Greater Sydney, will need to wait until the end of the month. But we do know that these border closures have really shown many tragic stories over the last couple of months. The most recent one is on the front page of the Courier Mail today, which tells a story of 3-year-old Thomas Collins. He sadly passed away after receiving brain surgery in Victoria. His family are Queenslanders. They temporarily moved to Victoria prior to the pandemic and wanted to spend his dying days back here in Queensland. That request was knocked back. Eventually, they were granted an exemption, but they would need to spend 14 days in hotel quarantine. That's something the family simply couldn't do, and they really did think they were in a good position to be granted an exemption without having to quarantine, based on the fact that they were getting COVID tests on a regular basis within the hospital, but sadly they weren't able to spend their time here in Queensland. So many people again are just calling on the Premier to show more compassion when it comes to these cases.